All right, middle class rock star. I'm here with Philip Bowen.
Howdy.
Live at Folk Alliance International.
We're here.
We're down here in New Orleans. And this is episode 150.
I was trying to think of the word that means centennial plus 50, but
We were trying to think about that too. Okay.
I was going to try to sound really smart, but I can't think of the word. So
that makes two of us.
yeah.
So you're from West Virginia originally.
Yeah.
Is that where you're still living now?
No, I live in Michigan now.
You're in Michigan.
Yeah. So I'm like Appalachia, born and bred. Most of my family is still there.
Yeah.
But yeah, because of like life, I got up there.
It seems like there's a really thriving music scene in Michigan, which I don't think you think about. People talk about Nashville, LA, New York, but a ton of cool people that I hear about are in Michigan.
I have been very surprised since I've been there, and started working in this business.
Yeah.
About how much, one of my favorite venues in the whole world, the Arc, is in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Yes.
For folk music especially.
Yes.
So it was very full circle. To get to play there after I've seen so many people that inspired me to do this there is very cool. And that's happened in Michigan, which I would not have thought that before.
Yeah.
Starting all this.
I've gotten to do some of my coolest shows ever in Michigan too.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's
Where at? What was your favorite?
The Acorn Theater.
Oh, where is that?
It's in Three Oaks, Michigan.
Yeah, okay, I've heard of the Acorn. Yeah.
Yes, and I'm actually doing besides playing solo with the band, I do arrangements too.
Oh,
so I've arranged some of my songs for a string quartet and French horn.
Nice.
And they're bringing me in to play with faculty and students from a high school there.
Love it. Mm-hmm.
And they do stuff like that, and it's really special.
Yeah, they're good about the arts there for the most part. It's a very you know what I mean? It's an inspiring place to be when you start meeting some songwriters in that world and the venues and stuff like that.
Yep, absolutely. Probably a dumb question, but so growing up, I'm a Colorado boy.
Yeah.
I always heard Appalachia, and then I started hearing songs and kind of from people from that area, and they're all saying Appalachia.
Appalachia, yeah.
So it's Appalachia.
Yeah, I mean, I would say. I was talking to this guy last night after my showcase.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, man, but he lives in upstate New York. He's like, I live in the most northern part of the Appalachians. And only people I ever hear say that live near them are the people maybe in upstate New York or wherever the Appalachians cross through there.
Yeah.
But if you go anywhere in West Virginia, Eastern Tennessee, Eastern Kentucky, the Carolinas, you won't hear one person say Appalachia.
Okay.
Nobody.
Okay. Well, I want to sound smart, so
I think I'm gonna throw an apple at you.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Appalachia. That's what I always tell people at shows. I'm like, then you come to West Virginia or somewhere like that, you have street cred.
And it's one of those things. Speaking of street cred, that's one of those things that I think a lot of musicians want to associate with. Appalachia has become a cool thing.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I mean, it's
just
awesome.
in the honest. It's so. The amount of times I've been in Nashville or somewhere like that, and people have been like, "Wait, so you're from West Virginia?" I was like, "Yeah," but I grew up maybe 30 minutes from Sierra Farrell, where she's from.
Yeah,
Charles Westergaard's a good friend of mine. He grew up maybe an hour from. It's crazy how many people in music comes from that region. There's a lot of good songwriting from there.
And now West Virginia, there's not there used to be the jokes, right? Oh, did you date your sister or whatever? Now
I gotta go. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But it really has this wonderful association. Mm-hmm. What is that music like? Is there a different way that you would play your fiddle, being from there? I mean, what's the roots of it?
I think it's a lot of culture and a lot of that's. Our stories are our currency in Appalachia. So anywhere you go, the way I grew up and where I grew up, birthday parties, funerals, Christmas parties, weddings, people just bring their instruments. It's very much like Folk Alliance. Yeah. So, and there's this thing called the Vandalia Gathering that happens every year in Charleston that I used to go to since I was 5. The first time I ever played a fiddle contest, I was 5 years old. And so the music is so much a part of what we do. And then I think there's just such a love there for storytelling and storytelling in a way that rips your heart out or changes your whole day.
Yeah.
I love Tim O'Brien. He's from West Virginia.
Yeah.
The way he tells a story, I could just sit in it forever. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's special about that region specifically is that's how music it's just part of what we do. And there's so much immigrant culture there, Scottish, Irish. My whole family's Lebanese. My great grandparents came over from Lebanon on a boat to Ellis Island. Yeah. And so there's all these cultures that are very rich in that kind of tradition. That really helps.
And you recently got a key to the city, right? To Montgomery, West Virginia.
Yeah.
So what is? I mean, you hear about people getting a key to the city. What? I mean, if you got a DUI, would they let you go?
Listen,
What's the deal?
When I did these homecoming shows in my little hometown of Montgomery, West Virginia, and it was very important for me to have them there.
Yeah.
And nobody was really getting it on the booking side. And I was like, I'll just book it myself. Like, it will work. People will come. And because I wanted the money coming into that little small town I grew up in. And so the mayor, we did 3 nights. And the third night, the mayor gave me this speech. And he said, hey, I'll tell you where I told the last person I gave this to. It'll get you out of jail one time. So, I haven't put it to the test yet. So we'll see how it goes. But it's a very big, like, thick, weighty key.
It's an actual key.
It's an actual... It looks like an old-fashioned like skeleton key almost.
Okay.
And it's got the city name on it, and it's heavy.
Wow.
It's very heavy. Yeah. So
it's a huge honor.
It's a huge honor. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about your story is I think we tend to expect things to come quickly, right? Because you see the best of the best every time you open up your phone.
Right.
Or the most popular of the popular,
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
You've really been at this a long time. You've been dedicated a long time. And I mean, you were a project manager for a long time. I mean, you had day jobs.
That's
you didn't
good.
just
That's
turn
good.
20 and
yeah. No, I chickened out of doing music for a job right after college. I didn't even know how to go about doing it really. I always loved music. I really fell in love with songwriting in college, but then I didn't know I didn't really think of it as a realistic career choice because, my parents are incredibly supportive, but they both literally came from nothing. My mom put herself through nursing school. My dad, worked at like DuPont forever. You know what I mean? Like smart people that worked really hard. And so I felt this pressure to like, I need to go out there and like be something.
Yeah.
And so I would just do music for fun on the side. And then right before COVID. So really this is the start of year 6 for me in my journey of trying to make this work professionally. And, doing a lot of stuff online during COVID because the world was shut down really helped me to like start to get a feel for the grind of like what it takes to even get.
Yeah.
I would be like, how does anybody even have 1,000 monthly listeners on Spotify?
Yeah.
I was like, it seems impossible.
It seemed impossible for a long time.
Yeah. Like it's, so whether you have 5 or 10 or 20 or 25, it's a massive deal because like when you truly start at the bottom and bootstrap it, it really helps you appreciate every milestone for what it needs to be.
Yeah.
Because this is a very comparative industry, as you know.
Yeah.
And you start getting into it and you're like, man, 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem real.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
to get whatever as I got going on, like it's stuff like this conference really helps you put things in alignment and be appreciative for what you have and all that kind of stuff.
When you got to 10,000 followers, were you able to just look at it from a position of gratitude, or did you also say, man, that person's got 20?
It's funny how that works, especially those like, and I don't mean this in any kind. I was going to say the smaller milestones because just I'm doing it on a scale. So I have a pretty good sized social media following, and so that first 10,000 though, I was like jumping around the house. I could not believe it.
Yeah.
Then once it was like 50, 75, like on Instagram and stuff like that, I was like, how do I get to 100?
Yeah.
And as soon as I got 100, the next day I'm like, well, how do I get to 200? Like to move the needle for my job.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you really have to work at that because you can compare yourself to death. So I think that's where I really struggled mentally after the second year of trying to do my full-time job and try to do music full-time. Like it legit almost killed me. Like I was like not in a good spot. So I had to go through a lot of things to get to I feel like a healthier mental place.
Yeah.
With this as your job. It's heavy.
Well, when did you, I mean, was there a point that things really jumped for you? Like was there a point where, you look one day and you're at 8,000 and you look the next day and you're at 20,000? I mean, at what point did you say, oh, you know what, I can, and it's of course not just social media, right? You got to be able to make the income too, but like, was there a point where you're like, I can put the day job down and really go all in on this and I've got it. It's just a matter of time to build.
Yeah, so because I think this really helped me because of my experience out there in the business world and like using my degree and stuff like that. Like I have an MBA in marketing. I've like,
wow,
when I first set out to do this, I was like, okay, well, if I was building this for a client, like how would I do it from day one? To where my goal was for it to be supporting my family job, not like, barely pay for bread job. Yeah. Not there's anything wrong with that, but that was my goal from the first day.
So it came from more of a financial take care of my family place than a famous place?
Yes, 100%. Like the famous stuff was cool. Like, oh my God, I have 1 million followers on something? Like that is cool. Yeah. Your blue check is cool. Like that's cool. But it wasn't really changing my life in terms of like consistent income where you can pay. That's what means a lot to me, not because of I want to be rich or something like that. Is like just having enough to take care of my family and not feel like people are worried all the time is the most rewarding thing because you're doing it. I got to tell my kids, it may not be probable that you can do what you want to do and pay the bills, but it is absolutely possible.
Yeah.
It is absolutely possible. But the grind, the grind is real, man.
Yeah.
So it wasn't me. I had a few things on TikTok back when you could go like crazy viral on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like I posted this video of covering something in the orange, and I actually did it. I was going to go play the Bluebird for the first time that night.
Cool.
So I didn't want to take my phone in there with me because I wanted to just like be in the moment. It was a huge honor.
Yeah.
So on the way out the door, like I was trying to do some content while I was in Nashville. That's why the background is so different in that video. Is I was at our Airbnb, and somebody had mentioned that song to me. I'd never heard it before. I did the first little lick I thought of for something in the orange. Posted it on TikTok. Went to the show, and I was gaining, for like a day, almost 20,000 followers an hour.
What?
On TikTok. Yeah.
An hour?
My phone was so hot, it felt like it had been sitting out in the sun by the pool or something.
Oh
you know what I mean?
God.
Like,
so you got you had your notifications on at that point.
Yeah, and then I turned them off. Like TikTok couldn't load. It was like, it couldn't process the notifications and the comments. And I was still trying to reply to every comment. And like, I was like, You can't. This is
not enough hours in the day.
So I had a few videos like that, like a Country Roads cover that did something like that too, where it was just like massive. Oh, cool! I gained 80,000 followers from one video. Like that doesn't seem real.
No.
Anyways, it's just those kind of things were bananas. It was kind of right place at the right time and good content for those moments when you could really go nuclear on TikTok.
Yeah.
And that does move the needle in terms of getting people to your thing. But there's a whole other challenge.
So it helped live show is what you're saying.
Yeah, but that's work. Yeah. Like, even if you have hundreds of thousands of followers, getting 50 people even to pay for a ticket, drive to the show for your original stuff. So that's why I had to make a really significant turn and be like, okay, now my focus is, like the last couple of years, last year especially, we're all about the originals. We're writing, we're performing, we're putting it out, we're touring. And that's a whole other can of worms to like move the needle with on the strength of your own music.
Yeah.
So I've tried to like be strategic about like, I love the fiddle. It's always part of what I do. But like that whole era of me like posting covers all the time, like that really stopped a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. And I lost some people for that. That's okay. I don't care. You know, but it was just more like, how do I move the needle consistently to like do touring and all that kind of stuff?
Probably plenty of people, tons of people, hundreds of thousands of people saw your original stuff that wouldn't have if not for the covers.
That's
first,
right. That's exactly it.
Was that part of your, so MBA in business, you're sitting down, was that part of your thing? You're like, I got to get eyes first.
Yeah. So we talk about like a lot about in business about like casting a wide net or having a very large, wide area to the top of your funnel.
Yeah.
And so my mantra from the very beginning was, I don't care how you get into my universe. I felt like when I was working in the business world, if I can just get the interview, I'll get the job. Just get me in front of people. Same with touring. If I can just get you in the room, I know you'll like it.
Right.
And you have to believe in yourself at that level. You really do. If you want to move it, you have to be your own biggest advocate.
Yep.
So so I would do these live streams during COVID, for example. And when the audience would get the very biggest, I'd say, hey, I'm going to play you 2 of my originals. If you like it, come follow me on Spotify. Here's the name of the song. And okay, cool. I played that for 1,000 people just now. Let's go. Back now I'll do the covers for tips. And my rule was at the beginning, music pays for music. I'm not spending 1 penny of my corporate salary on music. So I had to prove to myself. Wow. Yeah, like that was my hard rule. Wow. I need a new microphone. Okay, well I gotta go make $500. So I had for 2 full years, I had a full-time job, plus I had music, and I made my music make more than the full-time job for 2 years in a row before I quit my full-time job. Now, I'm not recommending that as a strategy.
Yeah.
It really almost killed me. I was not in a great spot mentally because it was just too much work.
Yeah.
But I was so terrified of failing for my family that I was like, cool, okay, the music has surpassed my pretty great and stable corporate job 2 years in a row.
Wow.
I can do it. I know I can find the money to do it. And that was like the real...
What year was that?
So I just... 2022 and 2023, I was able to do that. 24, I moved to part-time in my corporate job. And I was working maybe like 8 to 10 hours a week. And they basically were paying me in insurance. They were very good to me. And I was really heavy on music. And then like 2025 was the first full calendar year, 12 months in a row, where I did nothing but music. So 2024, it was really pretty much all music, but I still had a little safety net.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
So, but I probably could have done it sooner, but I was just scared of that. And anyways, that's like my business mind. And, you know, being like, I'm really trying to prove this to myself that I can do this.
So if you could go back to 2020, or 2019, when this started, if there's 2 or 3 things you could list that you did just right, that you would give as advice to somebody who's maybe you 6 years ago right now, what would it be?
I would say in terms of like the content that you're making or the stuff you're performing, I think that a lot of times people get very scared of doing things on the internet in terms of like, well, how do I do it as good as this person? My first and biggest lesson that I feel like I did right was you don't ever wait till things are perfect. Well, man, if I just had this little mixing board and if I just had this mic and I had a really nice camera, then I could live stream. Then I could do more content. I have pictures that, like, I had an old lamp duct taped to a beam in my ceiling first. I was like, how are people getting their lighting so good? So I'd reach out. Oh, okay, well, those studio lights that's like $400. I don't have that.
Yeah.
So I put like a sheet over a lamp and hung it from my ceiling with duct tape, and then I accidentally burned through the sheet. You know, I learned a lesson there. But and I've got a great video of like when I was on America's Got Talent, I got a session work job, and I was supposed to be black boxed that day, which means they take your devices and stuff away. I got a text from this guy in Charles Godwin's band who produces some stuff for Big Loud. He's like, hey, this lady wants your fiddle specifically. Can you do it today? So I had brought my little mixing board with me, and I've got a picture in my hotel room in Pasadena. I was like, hey guys, I'm not feeling so good. I'm gonna go back to my hotel room for a minute. Ran back to my hotel room. I hung the mic from like a hotel room lamp, put pillows up against the window so it could be real quiet like a studio. And I cut, the track is Gas Station Flowers for Zandy Hollup. It's a great Big Loud credit.
Yeah.
I want that credit. I'm working today.
Yeah.
So I ran back. I left AGT stage, went to my hotel, cut that record. Everybody's texting me, where'd you go? Where'd you go? We need you. Cut it, sent it, printed it, came back, filmed AGT. And
wow.
That's just like, I don't think I've ever talked about that. That's you know.
That's so cool.
That's that insanity of being like, hey, I'm doing this today.
You want it or not. Yeah.
Because nobody is going to come and hand the stuff to you, as much as it may feel like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, this person didn't have anything. Now they've got an agent. Now they're booking. Now they have a manager. Now they have a record deal. That might happen for a couple people. But the real longevity of like fans that are sticky and will come with you on this journey is there's no substitute for the work.
Yeah.
That was a very long answer to your question. So that was it. Showing up as your authentic self and nobody else.
Yeah.
And then realizing that there's absolutely no substitute for the work. You can't even entertain the thought that, now if things come along and things get easier, that's great.
Yeah.
But you have to go in there with the attitude that there's no substitute for the work I have to do.
So on the flip side of that, then you go to the same person that you're giving to advice to again. What's a couple of things you maybe screwed up that if you do it all again, you would do differently?
I definitely feel like I screwed up. I feel like I did lean a little bit too heavily. I got really comfortable with like, I knew I could. I don't want this to sound cringy, but I knew I could post a fiddle cover of a popular song. I was like, I can post that. I'd be like, I can guarantee you this will have 300,000 views by the morning if I post a fiddle cover of this. So I got really lazy in terms of like the artist side of it, because I was like, oh man, I was getting this like dopamine rush from like, I can post something. I know I can.
Yeah.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
And but I had to face the reality that wasn't moving the needle for me as an artist. So I had to really be like, okay, if I stop posting these, Philip, you're gonna not have this that was is almost like a false. It was a vanity metric, what we call them.
Yeah, right.
It's like paying for Spotify plays.
Right.
Or paying to be on a playlist. That's a vanity metric. The only person that does anything for it is you. Mm-hmm. That's not real. Okay, you have so many monthly listeners now because you paid for it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a hard truth to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, that only person that makes me feel better is me.
Well, it feels good when you get those likes or those views. It feels really good. It feels validating. And it's hard to be like, well, you got to be real about it.
But then when you had the first time I would have somebody come and request something of mine, I was like, that's so much. Or like the first time you are playing in front of people and you hear somebody that's not related to you, that you don't know, singing your words back to you.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that in the whole world. And there's nothing wrong with people that do cover band stuff or that, like, but what I've been chasing is what really is important to me, that matters the most, is my music, my songs. And so when that was coming back at me, I was like, okay, this is what I really want to chase. Even if it costs me something, I'm chasing this. And so, I don't know. I feel like I went too heavy on one side first. And then, I think that hurt me a little bit on the industry side in terms of like management and labels were like, what are you?
Yeah.
So I had to really go back and define that.
Yeah.
And then prove to them that I could do this. Anyways, so I think that's it. Probably, yeah.
I think that's great advice. When you're talking about 2025 was your first full calendar year out of the day job, which might surprise some people because you've been killing it on socials for a while. It's neat to see that reality, or hey, it is really hard to do this.
It's super hard.
And you just got to this wonderful point in the last year. You also put out a lot of music in the last year. I know, like in January, you put out a bunch of demos and some hills and hollers. Was that just kind of like a holdover till the next studio album, stuff that was already recorded? Did you just want to have a bunch out there?
I had to make a concerted effort too to like clean up my catalog on Spotify, because what we were talking about, like in the early days, I'd have people pay me for session work, and then once my social media stuff blew up, they would put me as a co-artist on there to try to help their own Spotify, which was a nightmare because I'm like the artist on some things that I really just played session work on. It's not the same. I don't want to be an artist on this, like random track, random genre. And then like there was a couple of things that took us like 6 months, 9 months to get them to take it down. Like just get my name off of it. Because it was hurting me a lot on these streaming platforms, because one of them had snuck into my top 2 or 3 because they were paying to promote it and pitching it to studios and stuff like that for like TV sync stuff on TV.
Yeah.
And it was killing me because I was like, these random instrumentals, if somebody coming to look at me, that's what they see.
Yeah.
So we had to clean up that label. We repackaged some stuff, took some stuff down. And so we put out this like Hills and Hollers, which is like some covers that I wanted to put up that were mine. And then like some of the demos that were early days that people had an emotional attachment to, like fans that had been with me for a long time. So I didn't want to take it away completely. And then I was working on this Appalachian Forever record that year. So then once April hit, we were starting to like drip stuff out from the new record.
Yeah. So that was done prior to 2025. The record was done.
No. So Appalachian Forever, we went and recorded that in upstate New York with this guy John Notard, his studio.
Yeah.
It's like Woodstock, New York. So we recorded that in January. And then there are a couple other ones I recorded down in Nashville, like the song Hurricane, and the one with Josiah we did at Josiah's studio. That sure could use the rain. So like most of it was done in January. We finished the rest of it up, and then we put out the album in October.
So you're getting ready to. Actually, no, I want to ask you one other thing first. It's just about the session work stuff. So people still reach out for session work.
I love it. I love doing it,
yeah. Do you still allow featuring on sometimes, or do you always have a stipulation where you say, hey, I don't want my, it's just, it costs X, I don't want my name on it?
That's a good life lesson too. So when you're booking out the work, like I have a girl that helps with like an admin assistant stuff, or like if I'm working with management, they will help with that. So it's like goes out like, okay, the fee is X, the rate is X, and what the rate does not mean, you can't just. But now I have enough traction on those platforms where like if you go into DistroKid or something and you try to add me as a feature, I have to like we have to like legally approve it.
I see.
So shout out to DistroKid, they help me with that, and like I use Stem for this other stuff through a label. So now like if somebody tries to do that, we get a flag. Okay, you're approving this or not, and then you should be getting paid to be a feature. It's more than a session. Like, you have to take care of your stuff on the business end. And like, I never knew about the MLC, for example.
Yeah, right.
I was like, what is mechanical licensing? I was opening for Josiah at the Troubadour, and his manager was like, hey, I bet you have some money in the MLC. Do you make sure you're registered for that? I was like, what is that? It's like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I had like a few $1,000 just sitting out there unclaimed.
Yep.
So like, taking care of your rights and your royalties, and anyways, that's a whole nother can of worms. I've done talks about that at like WVU has a music business and industry conference for their students every year. And we did a whole talk about protecting your stuff from the first day, because it really matters. Yeah. It may not seem like it at the beginning. It really matters, setting yourself up for success. And so, session work, there's all these different levels to it. Or maybe you get, if it's a label artist, we're always asking for points on the record. Mm-hmm. Always. If I can get 1 point or a half of a point. Yeah. 1/10 of a point on a Noah Kahn song, let's go. Let's do it. Yeah. So you should be trying for fair payment and fair rights and royalties, so that you can make it a job, an actual job. Yeah. Career that will take care of you even on days where you're not out there playing a show.
And you have done session work with Noah Kahn.
Noah Kahn, I have a few songs on Stick Season, which is cool. Halloween, Strawberry Wine, another one. Sam Barber, 49 Winchester.
And are you featured on those?
No. So that's just like, I did string work.
You just did.
Work. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
I have some interesting features out there too, but like, my rule for myself is I won't entertain a feature typically unless my voice is on the record. You know what I mean? So like a fiddle part for me is like, that's fun. I mean, if it's a high profile thing or we talk about it or it makes sense, we'll do a couple. But like, for the most part, I like to have those saved for more artist facing things. So if I have, as we say in West Virginia, if I've got a pen on the paper on that song, if I've written words on it, or if I'm singing on it, then I'll do it.
So going back a little bit to how you got started on violin, I know you started super early. Yeah. I know you were listening to Itzhak Perlman as a kid and stuff, and some like heavy classical stuff, and you were taking lessons, I think. Was it you were 4 taking lessons at the local community college with the violin professor?
That's great. Yeah.
So how did that all get started?
My mom wanted us all to like learn some instrument. And like I said, we live in a region where that's not that uncommon. Yeah. Everybody plays something. Yeah. So my sister was already playing the piano, my older sister Laura, and I was watching Sesame Street, and I saw Itzhak playing the fiddle, the violin, and I was like, I want to learn that. As only a 4-year-old can be. It has to be that. So my mom's trying to find a person that can give me lessons, and the local community college had a music professor. He did not play the violin; he played the oboe, but he knew enough about music to get me started in like the Suzuki method. And then once I got like into like middle school, high school, I went with like an actual violin teacher. But I've always been able to just like, music has always made sense to me, especially with the fiddle. I truly see it like, that's why I can like hear a song I've never heard before and be in it in like 2 seconds and know exactly what's going on. I see it like a picture. Yeah. That's how my mind saves them and draws them. And then Are you at Colors with Notes 100%, guy? 100%. Yeah. 100. And I did not know there was a word for that. I did a podcast a couple years ago with this lady from Penn State. She's like, oh, you're a whatever kind of synesthete.
I can't think of the name of it either. But
synesthesia. Yeah. And it's 100% true with the fiddle. Like, music, that is exactly how it comes to me and how I see it so fast. And then I have almost perfect recall with music. Like, I can hear a song and not hear it for 10 years and remember the specific parts, and it's weird. But music has always made sense to me in that way, especially with the fiddle. I don't even have to think about playing the fiddle.
That's so cool.
I can just close my eyes and
just play.
It's very comfortable. Guitar, I still have to like try to think about and present myself. Fiddle, it's very freeing. I can just close my eyes and sit there and play.
Do you read music as well?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you read and you play by ear. You do.
Also, very important for the folks out there. I would say if you want to be great at the game, you have to know the rules of the game. Yeah. Theory is boring for a lot of people. Yeah. Do it. Just do it. Yep. It's not your favorite. Who cares? Do it. It's worth it. It will help you. Learn national numbers. Learn the number system. It's not very fun, but just do it. Yeah. Just do it.
It's also not super hard when you start going. It makes life a lot easier. It makes life
so much easier. Is that a C sharp? I have no clue. But if you do have a clue, it makes your whole life easier. Yeah. To know what key you're playing in. Yep. You know? Yep. It makes a big difference. Mm-hmm. The amount of people I talk to that will be like, I'm so serious about this, and they can't read a note, or they don't want to learn to read a note, or they don't know a key from anything else. I'm like, how? If you're serious, just do it. Like, it's not that hard. Yeah. You know, you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think, I taught lessons for a lot of years, and there was kids several of them that are out professional musicians now, which is super cool.
Yeah.
But like, I would have the kids, the ear players that would be very, they'd forget their theory book at home or whatever.
Yeah, that was me for a long time. Yes.
Like Bruce Springsteen doesn't know theory or, whatever they would say. He actually probably does know a decent amount of theory. Anyway, I always just thought that was interesting because there would be the kids that maybe weren't going to be full-time musicians when they grew up, but would really do the theory book just because you told them to. And then, had the ornery kids who wouldn't do it. But eventually they all give in because they're like, oh, my life is going to be way easier if I don't pretend in my head that I'm just a prodigy who knows everything, right? It's a great skill.
For a long time. I remember telling my teacher, I don't need that. Like my violin teacher very early on was like, he would like just take my music away and he'd just play something on the radio. He'd be like, can you just play with that for a second for me? I'm like 7 years old.
Wow,
like,
great
this
teacher.
Is interesting. He's like, all right. So he'd like line out like a, whatever, Old MacDonald.
Yeah.
He's like, now can you play that for me just in a fun, different way? I was like, yeah. And I was doing that. And he was like, to my mom, he's like, he really experiences music. He's seeing it in different ways, like improvising, things like that. That's been a real gift for me. It's been a real help to like lean into that improvisation stuff. But I also had to be like, okay, it's not enough to like just say, oh, I can just figure it out on my own. Like it really does help to like know the reason behind what you're playing and all those types of things,
Yeah. So this year, or not this year, this week, right? We're down at Folk Alliance right now. This will air in a couple weeks, but we're down in New Orleans. This crazy storm is coming in. I'm leaving the conference today prematurely. You're staying till Sunday. We're doing this on different ends of the storm, but you're headed to Nashville as well to record a new record.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, the grind never stops. So like I just put out a record in October, but I want music for this year. And I really am leaning super heavy into, I want to go full into like this folky, rootsy Appalachian. I want it to sound like home. So I'm working with Rachel Bowen on this new record. And we were going to try to cut like 6 songs in 3 days and then come back and do more. So we'll see how much we get done next week. But very excited for it. It'll be a lot of like, it's a lot of stand-up bass and fiddle and banjo and mandolin and guitar. And like it's very Americana and folky, this record. So I'm very excited about it.
Who do you got playing on it?
So, well, I'll tell you, I'm not going to say everybody because it's going to be really fun. But I've got some like fun players that people would like love and from like groups that I love and know. I really admire their playing. That is one wonderful thing about once you really get into this business and you meet people and you network and you'll come and play on this. Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah.
All right. This is awesome. Let's do it. But I'll divulge more of that later, but I'm really excited for it. Very excited for it. Yeah.
Cool. So you're pulling out all the stops on this one.
Trying to. Oh yeah, just like I said, I want it to feel like home and like all I really care about in the whole world with music is telling good stories that impact people. And so I want to tell those stories in a way with the instruments too that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for it. Yeah.
What's your process in terms of, well, I guess everything. I mean, I get so scatterbrained. Like I feel like when I'm doing my best work, and I wish I could change this, I need to be working on a new project. I need to be writing something. I need to be like promoting a thing, and it could be 3 or 4 different things. Like I'm promoting what just came out, but I've also, I'm creating what I'm about to do. There's all this stuff going on. Do you have a certain process where you're able to say, okay, write, record, put out and promote? I mean, how do you do things?
I'm a very process driven person because of my job, but I'm also like a musician. With ADHD issues. So like I feel like if you don't at least have a plan or a process, you're dying. That's really how I feel. Like it's not the fun part of this, but you can't do it all. And if you want to try to do it in a way that makes sense, that you're not just like that every day doesn't feel like I got to do something today. What is it going to be? If you at least can have have you ever heard of this concept of batching content? Yeah. Okay. Like I'm a huge advocate of that. So if I know, for example, on Tuesday night and Thursday night, I'm going to try to record 6 videos. Like in my studio downstairs, I have, not downstairs here, but I have a studio I work at, and I've got like a ton of hats and outfits and stuff like that. Record next outfit, record next outfit, record next outfit. Then I'll have a day where I just edit it, and then I'll schedule it.
So you'll change outfits to look like different days.
Oh yeah,
great.
And I'll schedule some posts like, oh, this one's really evergreen. Like I have posts that will post while I'm here or whenever that just has been scheduled for a long time. Mm-hmm. And there's stuff that way you have the freedom to record for fun in the moment and mix that stuff in. Like the content grind is very intimidating and draining, especially when you have like a large, whether you have a large following or not, consistency is very important.
Yeah.
And to these platforms, it's I was my whole world before. You can't post once a month on Instagram and complain about your following. It just doesn't, if that's important to you, and it's not everybody's favorite thing, but it does move. The reality is that social media is how people consume stuff right now. So if you're in somebody's pocket every day, that's important. It does move the needle. Mm-hmm. Reality. So you can't post on TikTok once every week and then feel like, man, I only have 100 followers.
Now, say you're posting every day, every single day, and you're spending a lot of time on the posts, a lot of time on the editing. You're changing outfits. You worked up these 10 covers really well. You got them sharp. You wrote scripts for your originals, and you made the content, and everything's just kind of fallen flat. We don't even need to say numbers. Sure, it's different for everybody, but it's fallen flat. What do you do mentally? What do you do in your process and is there a point where I know some days stuff just doesn't do as well as other days, and who cares? You move on to the next day, right? But is there a point where you say, well, I need to look at this?
Yeah. Okay. So I think I can answer that by also answering a question you asked earlier about something I learned from earlier. Yeah. Is that you have to be ready for the success that's coming. So like, for example, I had a thing that pop off in a live stream. I had written this like silly song about being in quarantine, and unknown to me, there was an editor from Yahoo in the stream. Yeah. And he put up a post on like the front page of Yahoo the next day. And I had nothing like really organized. I still didn't have my socials organized. It was very early days. And so it was like a flame for like a day, and then I was not able to capitalize on that success at all. And that was a huge lesson for me. And the lesson being that you should treat every piece of content like it can go viral, and you should treat your pages accordingly. So if you just have like a picture of your cat one day, just because you're trying to, for whatever reason, like you're chasing a vanity metric, well, I want to post with 10,000 likes. And I know if I post this silly video of my cat that has nothing to do with my job, I bet I can get some likes on it. Okay, maybe so, but how will that affect what you're chasing? Yeah. And so on the days that it's falling flat, you try to just advocate for yourself in the same way. Don't be afraid to mix it up at the same time. You know what I mean? Okay, maybe this just isn't working. It's not resonating. Sometimes you have to face the fact that maybe, I'm not saying the song's not good. Maybe this song's not good for right now. Maybe I have to revisit it. Maybe it's not hitting like I want it to hit. Maybe it hits for me, but it's not hitting for others. Let's put it on the shelf for us. Try something different. Just like sometimes that's what's great about co-writing is sometimes you have to look at a chorus and be like, it could be better. Yeah. This definitely could be better. And it's that kind of back and forth, like being okay with what's coming, being content, but also looking at what is working for Andy. Yeah. Well, let me look at his page a little bit and see, can I get inspired by that? Not being insulated is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Like everybody borrows from everybody else. So take a look at that, try some new things, try to have fun with it, but don't get your personal value from what a post does. If you got 5 people that dig your stuff and will come to a show and buy merch, just embrace them for everything it is. Ride the wave. Yeah. Well, Appalachia Forever came out on October 10th. Yes. 2025 just came out. It's a great record. There's a lot of wonderful artists featuring. And some of your best songs are on there too. I highly recommend it. So all the listeners, go check it out. Appalachia Forever. It's on all the streaming platforms. It's there. You can buy a hard copy too, right? Yeah, we got vinyls and color vinyl. Yeah. Dude, you have to have color vinyl. What color is it? People's favorite thing. So Appalachia Forever, I have this like blood red like vinyl. Yeah. And I have like orange and green for the other record. And people will be like, I bought like the real vinyl heads will be like, I'm buying a black one to play because I only want to play black ones. That's like, they sound the best. Yeah. I'm like, okay. And they buy the color one to put like on the amount of people that buy the color vinyl to put on the wall. I'm like, you put it wherever you want to put it. Yeah. I'm happy. That's great. So yeah. Well, my wife and I have started collecting vinyl. And we've been doing this thing once a month just for the last few months. So we've got like 8. She made it look so beautiful, right? We've got our record player on our shelf, and then we've got 8 things up on the wall with a display case.
And so we've been doing like October. Here's what we're listening to in October, and we put up 8 vinyl.
I love that.
And it's really, really cool because it's something we can do together that's music related. She's a teacher, so we're just in totally different fields.
Yes. My wife's a teacher as well.
And it's awesome. But it's so much fun. And so now we're like, I mean, we've always been like this, but then we've started to even more. But like, if there's a record we want, we'll be like, there's a blood orange one?
Heck, absolutely.
Because like that's gonna look so cool on the turntable.
Yeah.
And like, and then we think about our little videos too. Like
they're so fun.
Yeah.
Like that whole process of like these vinyl colorists that like make these. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Like I love it. I love doing the color vinyls. I buy them from my artists. I love them.
Yeah.
So I think that's a cool thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat. This was fun doing this at Folk Alliance. And if for people that are watching this, behind us, it's a mess.
It is a mess.
It smells from last night. There's a pedal steel. There's a Nord.
Somebody's actually sleeping behind the
Someone's sleeping.
Yeah,
we're in a hotel room right now. And if you've never been to Folk Alliance, a giant hotel gets taken over, and there are private showcases till 3 a.m. every morning. It is a wild time.
I've learned a lot.
Nobody sleeps.
Yeah, but I would say for everybody I had no idea what to expect at all. I had no idea what a private showcase was till I got here. So I would say, you should just come. Like it's a very cool thing to be around all these fine folks. Whether you have an official showcase or not, like it's well worth your time for the networking, and the networking is everything. By the way, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It may not be your favorite thing, but networking is all. I mean, that will move the needle for you like nothing else.
Absolutely.
And this is a great conference for that.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Well, thanks again, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right.